All right, let's dive right into this explainer. We're going to tumble down a bit of a rabbit hole today to uncover the hidden manipulation that completely surrounds us every single day. We interact with the digital world, we buy things, we navigate relationships, and we usually assume we're in total control of our choices. But what if we aren't? Today we're exploring the fascinating and honestly kind of unsettling matrix of dark psychology. We're pulling from a huge range of source material, marketing strategists, psychological texts, content creators, just to break down exactly how human behavior is studied, packaged, and frankly, used to influence us.
Listen to this incredibly powerful quote from our sources. There's a part of your mind that whispers when you should leave, yet somehow you stay. The brain does not separate love from danger neatly. It's heavy, right? It highlights the dark biological reality of trauma bonding. Deep down in our neural pathways, the exact same circuits that connect us to warmth and safety can literally anchor us to danger and hurt. Our brains are wired in a way that can make pain strangely addictive. It creates this wild cocktail of emotions where just a tiny flicker of kindness becomes this massive dopamine spike that completely outshines the scars. Leaving doesn't just feel impossible, it actually feels physically unbearable. And here's the thing, this isn't weakness. It is pure exploitable biology.
Which brings us to, well, a pretty uncomfortable question. Are we all being manipulated? Think about it. If our brains are so easily hijacked by our own neurochemistry, how often is this being done to us intentionally by outside forces? As we go through this explainer, I really want you to keep that question right in the back of your mind. We're going to see just how deep this manipulation goes, from the videos we scroll past to the products we put in our carts.
Section 1. The Dark Psychology Boom.
50,000. That is how many subscribers one single YouTube channel, a channel entirely dedicated to the niche of dark psychology and Machiavellianism, exploded to in just 2 short months. 50,000 subscribers and millions of views. People are just naturally drawn to this stuff. And why is that? Because we all have this deep, innate desire to understand exactly how the human mind works, especially when it comes to just surviving in an unfair world. We want the secrets. We want to know the hidden traits that other people might be using against us.
But let's take a peek at the actual mechanics behind that massive success. There's a formula here. Step 1, write an absolutely irresistible title. Step 2, draft a script that is just packed with suspense. Step 3, generate a calm, super professional AI voiceover. And 4, use dark, vintage visuals with these subtle, shaky camera effects to build up the mystery. Now, the absolutely crucial point here is the meta twist. The very content exposing dark psychology is meticulously engineered using those exact same psychological triggers. These creators are literally using a calculated problem reaction solution formula to spike your dopamine, create urgency, and capture your attention so completely that you simply can't look away.
Section 2. What is dark psychology? So what is this, really? At its core, author Daniel James Hollins describes dark psychology as the study of the human condition, specifically relating to our potential for predatory behavior. It examines how people prey on others, driven by purposive, goal-oriented, and sometimes deeply deviant motivations. It's that dark corner of the human psyche that seeks to treat other people like literal pawns on a chessboard, finding excitement or utility in the dysfunctional parts of our existence. It basically assumes that over 99% of the time, even the most abusive behaviors have a completely rational, goal-oriented motivation for the person doing them. And notice the stark contrast here between the world we pretend to live in and the world our brains actually evolved in. On one side, you have our modern, polite societal norms, our laws, our morals, the rules that say we absolutely must treat each other with respect. But on the flip side, psychological theories point out that humans started as hunter-gatherers with a shared survivalist mentality. If society breaks down, or even just in a fiercely competitive environment, human beings naturally revert to dominating the weak. It's a dog-eat-dog existence. From that perspective, the people using dark psychology aren't necessarily broken. They're just actively employing humanity's oldest survival mechanisms. They completely bypass our fragile modern morals to just take exactly what they want.
Section 3. Covert Mind Control. Okay, let's look at covert emotional manipulation. Basically, this is the process of gaining subconscious control over someone's mind just through conversation. The ultimate goal? To alter the target's thoughts and behaviors without them ever realizing it's even happening. So how do they actually pull this off? Well, manipulators first build a really quick rapport so you feel comfortable. Then they actively start working to bypass your critical, logical mind. They love to drop phrases like, what if, or imagine this, because that instantly shuts off your logical defenses and completely dominates your imagination. And once you're visualizing their little scenario, bam, they can plant irresistible commands and suggestions straight into your subconscious.
Which leads us perfectly into a highly structured form of this, neuro-linguistic programming, or NLP. Now, originally, NLP was designed for self-improvement, but it doubles as an incredibly powerful covert manipulation tool. It involves deliberately using body language, like mirroring, when someone subtly imitates your posture, or they cross their legs the exact second you do. It's done to artificially engineer a sense of trust. NLP also relies on anchoring specific words to direct how you think. Because it works so well, this subversive tool is used all the time by high-pressure salespeople, public speakers, and, even politicians to forcefully drive compliance while completely bypassing your conscious free will.
Because the ultimate goal of all these tactics is to completely bypass your logical mind and aim straight for the emotions. Our sources highlight that things like propaganda or even blasting patriotic music at sporting events are purpose-built to bypass your logic. Music appeals directly to the right hemisphere of your brain, to your absolute deepest emotions. It promotes a shared identity, making you incredibly susceptible to whatever message is being pushed. In those moments, you aren't really thinking. You're just feeling exactly what they want you to feel.
Section 4, the marketing minefield. Let's see how businesses use this.
Let's compare some of these manipulative tactics with ethical alternatives. Take scarcity. We've all seen it. Only 2 items left or offer expires in 10 minutes, complete with a fake little countdown timer that magically refreshes the second you refresh the page. This is incredibly manipulative because it leverages panic to force a rushed, irrational decision. The ethical flip, as our sources from Black Cat Web Studio term it, is just transparent availability. If something is truly limited, a business should just explain why. Like, hey, I only take 2 new clients a month so I can actually stay hands-on. See? It respects your intelligence.
And online manipulation can get, honestly, incredibly petty. Enter confirmation shaming. You get a pop-up asking you to subscribe to a newsletter, and the button to decline literally says something like, "No thanks, I don't want to grow my business," or "No thanks, I prefer being unhealthy." It's literally designed to make you feel stupid and insecure for clicking no. The ethical, better use is so simple. Just offer a respectful opt-out, something totally neutral, like "No thanks, I'm just browsing for now."
Let's look at coercive sales techniques, the kind you see on Zoom calls or in-person pitches. You've got the yes ladder, where they box you into answering yes to a bunch of super obvious questions until you feel completely cornered into buying, or guilt tripping. The seller goes, I've spent a lot of time preparing this proposal for you. They're literally using emotional debt and shame to force a transaction. They are trapping you. The ethical flip here? Offer value freely, with absolutely 0 strings attached. A respectful business trusts that by genuinely helping you, you'll return when the time is right for you, without the emotional blackmail.
Section 5, defending your mind. Time to take back control. So, if you ever sense someone is using covert tactics like NLP on you, maybe they're mirroring you just a little too perfectly, or they keep asking you to imagine scenarios to push a sale, your absolute best defense is to assertively break their conversational pattern. Point it out. Call out the underhandedness directly. If they interrupt you, state calmly that you weren't finished. If they try to misdirect the conversation, forcefully bring the topic right back. The second you drag their covert tactics out into the open light, their subconscious advantage instantly vanishes. You take back the power simply by showing them you see the trick. Now, to make sure we don't accidentally become the very manipulators we're trying to avoid, let's rapidly run through the ethical flip checklist from our sources. Keep this quick reference guide handy before you communicate or pitch anything. Ask yourself, am I being strictly honest about timelines and results? No fixed scarcity? Am I truly empowering this person to make a clear decision, or am I subtly pushing them into a corner? Am I leading with genuine value instead of just leveraging their fears? And honestly, the golden rule. Would I feel good if I were on the receiving end of this exact message? I really want to emphasize this core takeaway from the source material. You don't have to trick people to succeed. You just have to respect them. It's that simple. Sustainable, long-term success, whether in business or just in life, comes from mutual benefit. It's about creating win-win scenarios, not treating the people around you like disposable pawns on a chessboard. Which leaves us with one final, pretty provocative thought. I want to turn the mirror back onto you for a second. Think about the very last thing you bought online. Think about the last article you clicked or the last email list you joined. When was the last time your online decisions were truly your own? Were you actually empowered, or were you nudged, guilted, and manipulated by a carefully crafted matrix of dark psychology? Keep your eyes open, protect your mind, and never, ever stop questioning the motives behind the message.